Millions of people get a hand in numerous fast cash activities every day, hoping to score themselves a lucky break. But a select few will come face to face with strokes of luck that are worth more than money. We'll look at the vast multitude that has been lucky enough to be graced with a second chance at life, and also some fortunate folks who admired millions of people with their luck. Let's get started with the luckiest 20 people caught on camera. Stay tuned till the end of the video. You won't believe what we got in first place. Number 20. Motorbike mishap. Motocross can be a dangerous sport, often for the people racing. Here we see a motocross racer who overshoots a jump and sends his bike flying into a massive group of people, incredibly lucky. Still, he may also be the most oblivious of all the entries on our list. Number 19. Jet sitting. Motorcycle or car racing can be thrilling sports to watch. Believe it or not, plane racing is not a joke either. As you can imagine, it appears with its fair share of risks. Some of them you wouldn't expect to take place in the air. Still, in this video, we see a racer who's undergoing engine problems. After, we can see the pilot struggling to signal officials. Unfortunately, he cannot attract their attention, and a few moments later, it leads to a situation you have to see to believe. Seconds after the pilot began signaling for help, another plane takes off, nearly executing the motionless driver. As we see the footage, it's clear that this pilot was incredibly lucky to make it out alive. Number 18. Hats off. This one comes from a Russian military exercise. We see numerous soldiers lined up to fire their weapons into the air. The practice looks similar to the American culture of a 21-gun salute. Here, all the soldiers hold a single file, and this video makes it pretty clear why. As the two rows of soldiers discharge their weapons, watch the third man in the front row. His cap is blown off by a bullet shot by the soldier behind him. It's easy to see how an extra inch of miscalculation may have cost this man his life. Number 17. Shark cage. Most people try to avoid any encounters with sharks. Still, some thrill-seeking folks want to get as close as they safely can. There is such a thing for these people as a shark cage. Cages let people dive with sharks while decreasing their risks. Sadly, in this video, we see an adrenaline junkie in a cage. One of the sharks he's witnessing manages to breach the cell. Before long, the diver's trapped in a small area with a wild and panicked carnivore. Number 16. Lightning at the wedding. Aaron and Denise Saitsky's wedding ritual was supposed to take place in June. Still, like so many other couples, they delayed due to the pandemic. When the couple finally tied the knot over the weekend, it was a humble event outdoors, with friends and family collected near the water on a Massachusetts beach. They were about to address their vows when lightning hit less than 800 feet away. Having all the phones and cameras out to seize the couple's vows, everyone seemed to catch the moment. Number 15. Man sets his parachute on fire. Our next hero was in the middle of a stunt when he accidentally set his parachute on fire with a flare gun. Luckily for him, his backup parachute was ready to go. It's impossible to tell right now whether that was an accident or a show, since the internet is filled with the same stunt performers. Number 14. Lucky lady escapes tree cutting chaos. A mere example of how a cutting tree worker can do his job wrong. At the start, his chainsaw gets stuck, and he calls out to his colleague on the ground for a helping hand. As the assistant's carrying something up to him, the half-sawn branch gives way. The ensuing chaos of falling chainsaws and shaky ladders is right at a final destination. There's almost too much mortal threat to catch it all. The woman gets hit by the falling chainsaw. The falling branch misses her and the overhead power lines. The branch swings into a second ladder, and the two strike the man with enough force to send his safety helmet flying. Finally, the woman falls almost 10 feet with some kind of tool in her mouth. Incredibly, there were no injuries. Number 13. Car surfing. Dashcams let people capture all kinds of footage that would usually have been reserved for anecdotes and retold stories. One such incredible moment was captured by a motorist on a busy highway. In this video, we witness a motorcyclist speeding through traffic when a car switches lanes. Unhappily, the speedy biker doesn't see this coming and collides with the back of the vehicle. Regularly, this would be a catastrophic accident that may have resulted in severe injury for the motorcyclist. Within a sheer stroke of luck, the biker performs a full flip and lands atop the vehicle. Shortly after that, the car stops, allowing the biker to jump off. Number 12. Driver misses multiple accidents. According to Viral Hog, this newbie drifter was running late to work. His vehicle attempts to pass in the right lane and loses control, nearly causing a severe accident. Thanks to the quick reaction of the approaching white SUV, there were no fatalities. The second driver had some prediction skills too. He accelerated accurately to overpass the rushing driver in milliseconds. Number 11. Ping pong trick shot. This particular TikToker is famous for his love of pots and ping pong balls. Starting with 2 pots in a row, he progresses with every new trick shot. This time, he wanted to make the classic ping pong ball off trick shot more difficult. He introduced the swinging cup to make it harder and require more extraordinary timing for the shot's success. Beginning with one pot, he's worked all the way up to 17 pots and pans bounces until the ball finished into the cup. As the TikToker states, "I did it because I started a trick shot account during quarantine and believed this would be a good idea and challenge." Number 10. Mad driver misses 2 motorcycles. Did we already tell you how motorcycle driving's dangerous? This particular driver takes it to a whole nother level. Doing 150 miles an hour on the road, he drives accurately between 2 other moto racers, missing them by inches. It was so bold of him, but what did those guys think about performing their race on an oncoming lane? When the brain stops working, only luck's on your side. Number 9. Fire engine at the exact right place at the exact right time. It's always a matter of luck when it comes to waiting for an ambulance or a fire truck to arrive. They may drive to the destination from 10 minutes to an hour, risking people's lives. But not this day. In this video, a car catches fire in Guaíba, Brazil, and firefighters were close behind to help. The lucky driver must visit the casino right after getting the car fixed. No doubts. Number 8. Crocodile gets in the pool. Don't you just love these beautiful moments when you can chill in your pool with your loved ones on a romantic afternoon, when suddenly a crocodile comes to keep you company? CCTV footage catches a Nile crocodile getting into a private pool with a couple and attacking. While the man managed to escape in seconds, the woman had to bravely fight it off before getting out of the pool. The girl had some thick cuts on her shoulder, elbow, and back, but nothing serious. Luckily, the croco was just a baby. But does it matter with a predator of that size? Number 7. Bucket list. Working around heavy equipment always carries an implicit risk of injury, because after all, anything can happen when you're tangling with several tons of steel. Here we see a worker run out to grab something near a large excavator. Unknown to him, the bucket attachment is clearly not attached properly, and it plummets towards his head. Luckily, the unsuspecting worker gets out of the way in time, but this situation nearly had a far worse outcome. Number 6. Flipping iceberg. The hero of this video is a man called Mike. Mike is globally famous as the world's greatest modern-day adventurer. From swimming the Amazon River solo and unsupported to the equator, to climbing 48,000-meter peaks, Mike's list of accomplishments as a solo explorer is unparalleled. During his last expedition, doing research around Svalbard, he decided to climb an iceberg, which flipped. But imagine the weight of this enormous piece of ice when it falls on your head. No one was harmed, fortunately. Number 5. Parasailing cable snaps. When you're on a lazy beach vacation, sometimes you're passionate to try something new. Like this Russian couple, deciding to go parasailing for a little adrenaline dose. Unfortunately, even a humble sport like this one can be terrible. The cable that was attached to the boat simply snapped off. The Russian guy remained calm, stating, "Don't worry, it's all good, we're just slowly falling." What a character. Number 4. Scoring a goal after a flip. The soccer world is filled with fantastic trick shots and lucky goals. Filmed in an amateur-level game, this particular one is brilliant. A forward has a rendezvous with a goalkeeper when he gets tackled down. Amazingly, he didn't fall, but made a salto, landed on his legs, and scored a goal. Soccer becomes even more entertaining with this kind of game. Number 3. Roofing goes wrong. Are all Russians so badass? Looks like they are. Like this guy, performing an incredible roof stunt. One wrong foot landing, and it goes fatal. The only insurance he had is a cable, rolled over his friend. What could happen if his friend didn't catch him? What a fortunate kid. Number 2. Wrong tunnel. This one has already become a legend. Trying to cross the mountain with the fastest path possible, the cycler gets in the rail tunnel, but the horrifying choo-choo breaks his plans. Realizing his situation immediately, he leaves the bike behind and rushes back to the entrance, and avoids the monstrous train at the last moment. Forget about the cycle, your life is priceless. Number 1. Cougar chase. A hiker named Kyle went out for a nice run on the Rocky Mountain Trail in Provo, only to find himself in a dance with a mad cougar with babies near. Not a good position to be in. Who wins the dance? The cougar seemed to be stalking and defensively trying to scare the man away for over 6 minutes straight. Kyle did everything right. No sudden moves, slow retreat, and pretending to be huge. But that didn't work. After Kyle finally tries to attack and gets a rock in hand, the cougar recalls it has babies left behind and retreats. And they say running is excellent for your health.